shoe. You want me to take it off? Okay. I look so fat.
Oh, you. Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
So good. How are you?
I'm good. Ready to talk about wood.
I'm excited to talk wood. I'm lucky I get to ORA this whole week. It's been a delight.
Okay.
How's your day?
Pretty good. You know, spring in New York. It's a good time.
Spring, poke, helping out.
Helping people, doing acupuncture, gua sha, helping everyone's wood.
Talk about 101 and a lot of key today. Thank you for speaking for our spring fresh. It's our mild version of a cleanse. It's not a cleanse, it's more like a party. And we've had a lot of fun, really clean this, pull some things, fresh greens, etc. And for all the aura, you guys don't know yet, active work. Yeah,
I'm having trouble hearing it, Roberto. You're in the mirror.
acupressure and on our clothes
Service.
as a healing map. So that's kind of who we are. I'm sure the Ghost Flower audience would know more about aura and about Jan.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There was bad reception, so you broke in and out a little bit. But I think you were basically setting me up to introduce myself, I think.
That's it.
Okay. Okay, so I'm Sian, and I'm an acupuncturist here at ORA in NoHo. It's a great, luxurious place to receive acupuncture, and there's lots of other acupuncturists here that are amazing. We do tea and tonics. We have Chinese herbal formulas. It's always a good time here. Really, you know, chill, and you always feel good when you come, and when you leave, even better.
It's so I can't speak. Gotta where.
What was that?
Or is it okay?
Say that again?
Am I still breaking up, or is it okay?
A little bit, but I'll try my best.
Okay, great. So we're talking about what would mean. What the heck would mean? You know,
Sure. Okay. All right. So
with elements, but maybe you could just give us a little quick overview of what wood element means.
yeah, absolutely. So wood. Well, first we'll start the character for wood, right? It basically represents a tree, and if you look up the symbol, you'll see that there's a line, there's a vertical line, and then there are like two lines, and the horizontal line represents the earth, reminding us that the majority of the strength of wood is below the earth, and then what you see is what's coming up out of the earth. And the color associated with it is green. Of course, as spring comes, everything you see goes from what was below, and then, you know, when all the energy of the spring comes, you start to see green and flowers and blooms and grasses everywhere. So that's just a little bit of that. So it includes everything like that you could think of that grows out of the earth, right? So that's basically, if you think about a tree and an acorn falls, right? And then it sits dormant through the whole winter, and then the energy, the yang, the chi of spring comes and awakens it, and then now you have this acorn, and it's either going to become an oak tree or it's going to become nothing. So when you think of wood, you just think of this like determination to just strive and, you know, persevere no matter what the environment, to kind of just shoot up. So that's kind of, you know, the idea of it.
That really helps the yang aspect, right? The push from being spoiled to find light.
Okay, having a little trouble hearing you, but if you could repeat what you just said, it would be helpful.
Yeah, Maybe it's my speakers covered up. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's what it was. I'm like, we have full bars here. It shouldn't be an issue. Oh, I was saying,
Fantastic.
yeah, there we go. I'll hold the phone instead. That's usually the answer to everything. Is just pick the phone up. I was just saying that that's such a good explanation of the yang aspect of the energy. It's like that little seedling under the soil, emerging, reaching for the sunlight, the thriving, the life, the push forward, the determination. That really helps explain it. Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, no matter if you think about it, in the city, you see roots pretty much breaking through concrete. It's like that determination of, I'm here, this is what I want to do, what I want to be, and nothing's stopping me. So that's kind of the energy of wood and spring, and just even within ourselves, just, in life, making a decision and pushing forward.
Right, right. And so there's this energy of wood, but then there's also an organ association. So
Yeah.
you can explain, like, why are liver and gallbladder the organs of wood? What's the connection?
Okay, so the gallbladder is the general, and it's basically the decisive factor. It's like, this is what we got to do, this is how we're going to do it. So that decision is set. And then the liver is basically what kind of goes through flexible, like being flexible and following that decision and being able to adapt and the energy to kind of go forward. So both are part of the wood element, right? And when they're in balance, you are able to just adapt, adjust, you're flexible no matter what. If you think about bamboo, right, it's really strong. It can bend in the wind. It doesn't snap. It bounces back. It's very flexible, very, resilient. So that's basically the concept of the liver and the gallbladder as far as when it comes to the energy of wood.
Amazing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And we love knowing that the gallbladder is more yang in nature, decision making.
Yes.
The liver is more like branches of the tree on top, being adaptable and working with the wind, etc.
Right.
So maybe gallbladder would be more like the root plugged through the concrete.
I think they work together. So it's like, right. Okay. So it's like we have decided we want to thrive, and this is what we're going to do in order to do it in this environment, right? I mean, as humans, of course, we can change our environment. Sometimes we're in environments that can frustrate us or stress us out, and then that's where you can sometimes see where the gallbladder or liver comes into place. Like if you're in a city that you don't like, or a relationship, or a job, right? But you have no choice. You have to figure out how to adapt to these things until you can physically pick yourself, uproot yourself, and then make a decision to go elsewhere in a different environment. So that's kind of like how liver and gallbladder applies in real life. Yeah.
The emotionality of it.
Yes.
So much. And what do the organs actually do in our body? What's the physiology of the gallbladder?
Well, the gallbladder breaks down fats, it emulsifies, it has bile, the liver detoxifies, so kind of like breaking things down, letting, I look at it as detoxing is like you take the good and you let go of the bad. You make use of everything that you're putting in as far as, your digestive system goes. So, and in Chinese medicine, I think it's more like your nervous system, the liver gallbladder, as far as on an emotional level, like how you take in, I guess, things, or how things are going around you and how you respond to it on like an emotional level, like how you handle frustration, how you're flexible or inflexible, or how you go through life making decisions, and how that can affect you, right? Either you can get stuck, or you can say, I'm going to do this, and then move forward, or you might kind of sit with things, that's kind of how it manifests in day to day. Yeah.
Right. If you have a hands, is there anything going on with your wood energy then?
So you went out a bit, say that again?
If you're having a hard time making decisions, is that something going on with your wood element?
Yeah, when you're kind of stuck, it's your gallbladder kind of not being able to, take a look at every survey the situation and then decide what's going to be best to continue in a direct path. So if you're stuck, your gallbladder is not really functioning at its best. And then the liver doesn't really know what to do, right? And then that's where frustration or irritability or anger can come into place. And I mean, anger is a good thing. Like, you need
Right.
that. There's help. To me, it's more about growth and like moving forward, and the frustration and irritability and anger comes about when you're stuck and the liver can't move and it's stagnant.
Right, right. Because isn't liver involved in the movement of blood and chi?
Yeah, so the liver stores blood.
Right.
And you can have liver chi stagnation, which I think a good analogy would be, like, I think of it as like rush hour traffic. So
Okay.
you're just sitting there and you can't go anywhere and you have somewhere to go, you know where you want to go, and you can't move. That's liver chi stagnation.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it's moving, right, you won't have the irritability, you won't have the anger, you won't have the frustration because it's smooth, right? You're not sitting in rush hour traffic. You can get in the direction you're trying to go.
Right.
So it likes things smooth, So yeah.
All of this amazing information, like how the practitioners of times past figured out all of this through observation, just blows my mind, and it's so applicable and so helpful to what we have going on this day and age. I know I used to get so irritable, and as soon as I started receiving acupuncture, it really helped me handle that process and feeling unstuck, get going in that direction for sure.
Absolutely, yeah, because the needles and working with the channels, specifically the liver gallbladder, once you kind of get the chi flowing, then I mean your nervous system responds, and then you're able to kind of handle what you face a little bit smoothly and you're more flexible in life.
Right. Love that. And also things that help are moving our body, right? So we're going to show everybody a little bit about how you can kind of move the chi in your body on your own through the liver and gallbladder channels. So did you want to do acupressure first, or should we do some stretches first? What you feeling?
Either or, whatever you want to do. I mean, I'm
Okay, cool.
happy, ready to go.
Let's do a little acupressure first. I feel like that's so helpful to see and kind of feel the chi under your own fingertips.
Absolutely. So an easy one is should I set that? Is gallbladder 21. So you can find that, I guess, your neck, the end of your shoulder, and then right in the center. So this is great for coursing gallbladder chi and smoothing out the liver, just the wood channel, and you can basically round rub it and push on it. If you have a friend, they can come and just use their fists or elbows, depending on how tense it is. And sometimes it's tender.
Yeah.
So you can definitely do that. I mean, that shoulder rolls are great just to move the circulation in the area.
Right. I love doing this kind of clawing my fingers and
Pulling up on them.
lifting elbows up and then dropping down, and then kind of my fingers kind of go right to the trap there. Woo!
Yeah.
I need
Or even kind of grasping it, and back and forth.
Yeah.
It works really well.
Love that.
So that's gallbladder 21.
How long should we hold it for?
I think you'll know. I mean, your body will let you know. You'll feel the tension descend, decrease. You'll feel a little looser. Definitely do not go so hard that you tear your skin or bruise yourself. You really, listen to the response of your body.
Right.
You might hurt yourself.
Yeah. And if you're pregnant, one probably isn't for you, right?
No. This is not good for during pregnancy, or if you're trying to conceive. No. Avoid.
Don't go.
Yeah. You can also do this too, where you
Yeah,
kind of pound on it.
love that.
Yes.
Especially if it's extra tense, is a good way to start. Kind of just get that initial stagnation.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that.
cool.
Okay, so the next one is located on the feet. So it's liver 3. That I mean, I can let's see.
I liver.
Oh, okay. Well, you can use your foot.
Okay, I can
So
take it off.
it's found. I mean,
They dance feet.
no, no. So okay. So in between your big toe and the second toe, slide up into the groove between the two tendons. Yeah, perfect. And you can round rub that. You can push in.
I
Yeah,
love it.
like kind of like pinch it. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, squeeze and release. And it's usually tender. So this is a great move liver chi stagnation point.
Yeah. Love the point. I use it if I try to do it every day, but if there's a fun night happening before, I love this one for that.
Yes, it's a good one.
Yeah. Is it is the Chinese name translate to Russian? I know
Yes,
every
yes. I wrote my Chinese down. Wait, hold on.
oh
We have to represent with the Chinese. So GB21 Jianjing, it means shoulder well. So that was this one. And
yeah.
then, and then liver 3, Tai Chong, is great rushing. So it spreads that liver tree, you know.
The woman who taught some acupressure a long time ago, Nell, she would just like opening the dam so like letting things
Let it go.
letting
Yeah, let the stress out.
cool. There's one. Do we have time for 4? So fun.
Gallbladder 34?
Yeah,
Okay, so are we using your leg?
sure. I got it right here for you.
Okay. So on this lateral side of your knee, you find the bump of your, is it your fibula? Yeah. So then you go a little bit down into another little ditch, valley, a groove, and it's right there in between your tibia and your fibula. And so you can press that one too.
This one's so good.
It's a really good one. It's always tender for the most part on most people. So.
And we have it right here on our wood element outfits if you guys want.
It looks great.
Discreetly though, right? It's not obby.
So I had a few fun facts about wood. I'll share with you. So the color is green. The taste is sour. The emotion is frustration and anger. It goes to the eyes. So if you think about it, when people are angry, right, it's like I'm seeing red, or your eyes can get red. You know, and the other thing is the substance or fluid is the tears. So it's actually, they say sometimes when people are angry or irritable, the truth is that they just aren't feeling nourished or supported. And sometimes people, when they're really angry or internalizing, they actually just really need a good cry. Or sometimes they do cry. And that's just, you know, a good release for that.
Oh, I love that. No one ever talks about the crying part element. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, well, water nourishes plants, right? So
Right.
sometimes you need to nourish and support your wood, and sometimes that just looks like a good cry, or really someone just needs a hug. Needs some acupuncture.
Cool. Should we do a little stretch to go over our wood and our liver? My zone.
Okay.
It's a little bit darker in my living room, my wee living room, but we'll make it work. There you go. Cool. So I wanted to show this first one for the gallbladder since it's yang. Sometimes it's good to get that yang stagnation out there and get it dropping down to start. And I thought we'd just do one in a chair.
Let's turn this light on. Why not? There we go. You can see a little better. So the gallbladder channel runs down the outer aspect of the leg. If you have IT hand issues, right? Fiona, you were telling me.
Yes.
Yes. Splints. Like if there's shin splints going on, you have a tight gallbladder channel. You're kind of working with fascia that run channels. And so this one's super simple. You just cross your leg over like a number 4, like you're just hanging out in a chair. But to activate the channel, you want to plug down with your ankle. So kind of taking away with my ankle. You can hold on to the chair arms, have your hands on your legs, and then you're just going to dip yourself forward and up. So you're kicking down with your ankle, you're flexing your hand to protect your knee, and just dipping your chair forward. And I love this one because you can do it while you're on the subway if you have a seat, or you can do it in your office chair. So this is kind of a nice, easy way to start flossing outside of your hip to get that flowing down your leg. Hopefully get you a little rooting kind of energy. Yeah. Do 2 more on the side, and we can kind of, on our last one here, we'll just hang down towards the leg, and then you can rock your leg side to side, a little more tension. Just kind of rock. Still activating my ankle and leg, just to really fly. Cool.
It feels really good. I can feel my hip releasing.
Right? Yeah. And we have all this good, all the 31 over here. So we're naturally good at those. Let's switch sides, huh? Feels good to you. And I'm making sure that my knee isn't overly externally rotating because I want to keep my hip joint safe. So now we're going to kick down with our other foot, your supporting leg, and just take a dip. I'm going to try my hands on the armrest this time and see if it feels different. Yeah. This one's so easy to do. And you can do this one on your back, and instead of lifting your torso, you would pull your legs in towards your chest. You just reverse it. It's the same action, the same stretch along the line. Yeah. Let's go 2 more.
Good.
Or wiggle. Feels good?
Yeah.
Yay. It's awesome. Make your patients do it on the side. For needles. Cool. And then stay halfway down the phone and we'll just rock it out a little bit. Use your arms to support you. Ooh la la. It's
That was great. Wow.
zone. Yay. Okay, cool. So we did gallbladder, so we got to do liver to balance it out. And I'm going to come right up in your face. I like to do this one holding on to a ledge. So I'm just here on my little bench. I have a little bench underneath my hands here. And my feet are parallel. My feet are parallel, but legs wide. And then I'm going to squeeze in with my inner thigh. So I'm activating the liver line that's coming up and in the energy. And then I keep squeezing and I just bend one knee and then the other knee. That's all. So you're elongating one inner thigh, peekaboo, and the other inner thigh. I'll come back here so you can also do it with hands on a ledge. But yeah, you're just kind of hugging in with the inner arch of the feet and then rocking it out. You know, liver line here for me gets really tense, especially if I'm stressed or feeling stuck. And so this one always just feels like such a relief. It is like the great in the stretch version, which is so nice. Maybe just 2 more. Love this. And you can do more fascia flossing with me anytime, team out there. We do a fascia floss class twice a week on Zoom. And this week we're doing it every day to just really get our liver and gallbladder cranking. Should we do some? You were gonna share some.
Qigong slapping.
Yeah.
Yeah, so while you're there, because you're great, I don't know how if you can see, so we'll use your lower body. So basically where the gallbladder channel runs is down the lateral sides, right? So you could do slapping here, like I said. So you can just start at GB21, and then you can do here. I mean, you can kind of chill out on GB21 if you want, depending on what you need. And then you come down here, because it starts up here. And then you just slap your way down the channel. Perfect. And then you can kind of come up. Yeah. So that gets the gallbladder chi moving. And then you can go back down as hard as you need to. This can be painful if you're if you have some stagnation. So you don't even have to slap so hard. It's whatever you can take. And then on the inside, the liver channel, you can come up on the insides and slap on the insides. There you go.
Yeah.
And then go back down. So you do that with some good deep breathing, and you should feel invigorated. Your chi should be moving.
Yeah.
And then with your fascial stretching, I think everyone's wood would be flowing and flexible.
Oh my gosh, that feels so good. I used to do that so much in college. My modern dance teacher would have us do qigong. I got to get back into that. Delicious.
Yeah, do you have any more questions about wood theory? I can talk about it for days, honestly.
Of course.
Here at ORA, we have a great Chinese medicine formula called Jiao-san, which means free and easy wanderer, and we prescribe that a lot to guests who have liver qi stagnation, or just to help your body move through life as you handle stress, so that you're kind of free. You're a free and easy wanderer through life, right? You can handle anything that comes your way, and respond and be flexible.
Don't New Yorkers kind of need that formula?
I think every New Yorker needs that formula. I know I've taken it many times and I love it. And all the guys that use it, they're like, yeah, I can feel the difference. I just felt everything kind of decompress, and my stressful situation wasn't that stressful. So
right.
It's wonderful.
I think we had one question from someone who couldn't join us live, but they were asking, if I have allergies, does that have anything to do with the wood element or wood stack?
Allergies?
Yeah, allergies.
Well, because it happens during spring, I would imagine. Is that what they're talking about, spring allergies?
Yeah.
There is a role in that, of course. I would say that's more dealing with like what we call wei qi, which is, what kind of shields you between the outside and the inside. But definitely I feel like, with the wood season and everything kind of flourishing at that time, I think it's just a lot of environmental stress that the internal environment has to kind of sort through. So it's really more about building your immunity and that kind of shield between the outside and the inside. But it's interesting that during the spring, what starts to pop up is dandelion, and that actually cools the liver or the blood. And so it is connected. Like, I feel like if you keep the blood cool and you don't have heat, which stagnation brings on more heat. So if you're stressed and you have liver qi stagnation, then you have more heat, and then you have the outside environment coming in. So yeah, I could see how it can play a role, but it's not the main role,
Got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Does anyone else out there have a question? I think we have a couple. I'm going to scroll through here.
Yeah, let me know.
One of your patients says she can't wait for her next session with you.
Oh, hi! Yeah. And if there are any parents, kids watching, kids have a ton of liver qi, but that's why they're they grow, they need it to grow, move forward, and kind of explore life, and so they just naturally have a lot of liver qi. But when there's an imbalance, that can manifest as attention or focus issues. So those points that we showed in the slapping, it can definitely help. just kind of smooth the liver chi in children as
Oh,
well.
so good for all the mamas and the papas out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet they love knowing that. We Aura's some folks are asking, what are some general tips for clearing heat? How can we clear heat? We talked a lot about this with Jen Sun yesterday. She had
Okay.
great tips on foods we can eat. Maybe there's a tea
Yeah.
drink.
I like things that help detoxify, right?
Yeah.
Because I see heat is inflammation, and inflammation is just toxicity. So that's why it's interesting that during the spring, dandelions start to pop up, and chrysanthemum, and all of these are herbs basically that cool, like cooling herbs. So
Yeah.
chrysanthemum, dandelion, chamomile, of course, you have mint. And even eating greens, dark leafy things detoxify.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's
Great.
right off the top of my, brain there.
Yeah. And relax, deal with your stress somehow, right?
Yeah, deal with your stress, definitely get out when you can. Go stare at the trees. I know that's very earthy, crunchy, but they're very calming. Watch them blow in the breeze and just take a deep breath. And, another thing is, how wood so basically when wood is out of balance, you can have health issues, right? Like you can have acid reflux, digestive issues. You can be woken up in the middle of the night. That's kind of like wood, like you're not able to kind of rest. So I kind of see that if you can look at nature, you can learn from it. And like if the trees didn't bend in the wind, they'd all break. They wouldn't be here. So it's kind of like remembering, no matter what you're going through, you just have to be able to kind of flow with it. And that's just good to get out into spring. I mean, nature teaches us a lot.
Nature, and also observing nature, it's like baseline where this medicine came from, right?
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
like
All observation.
Applying the macrocosm to the microcosm. Yeah.
Exactly.
Someone's asking, what if you have IT issues? Is this associated with wood? Roberto asked.
Yeah, so there's 5 phases, right? So wood controls earth. So earth is your digestion, your spleen and your stomach. So if your spleen and stomach isn't strong and your wood is like doing this, earth won't be able to do what it needs to do. So if you think that your center, your digestion is your earth, and stress, is your wood, and it's attacking earth, or it's just, over controlling earth, you're going to start to see digestive issues.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wood deals with the tendons and the muscles. That's why when you're stressed, your muscles tighten up and you feel really rigid. So that's a physical manifestation of wood out of balance.
Yeah. My acupuncture always does gallbladder 34. I need to relax my tendons. So
yeah, it's a favorite. GB21, gallbladder 34, liver 3.
So good.
You also want to eat things, but Jen went over that nourish liver blood, keep your muscles nice and loose. So
yeah, love that. And Jane has another great couple questions for you if you're still okay to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. She asks, is heat related to high blood pressure?
Yeah, so wood rises, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when the liver yang is rising because there's not enough yin to kind of anchor it, or it's just stagnant, there's heat and agitation being created from stress, that's why you start to see elevation of blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of smoothing out that liver, tonifying, your spleen, stomach, and just overall relaxation kind of will, right? When you nourish the spleen stomach, then the liver is supported and it won't rise. So in a pathological way. And then if it's not stagnant, there won't be the generation of heat.
Gotcha. And what about, is there anything with kidney that she could do, like cooling water?
Well, that's interesting because kidney in Chinese medicine deals with water element, and it feeds wood.
Wood,
So
right.
sometimes with certain health concerns, it could either be wood is in excess or what generates it is deficient.
Mm,
Definitely strengthening the kidneys just to, I wouldn't necessarily know if her kidneys need cooling, but
right.
tonifying them helps with that, right? Because then you can anchor, you want to anchor the liver yang from rising, which is hypertension. So you can have hypertension from excess or deficiency. And
Right.
that would be based on other signs and symptoms and the pulse and tongue.
That's so important to know. She should come in and see you for sure. And she also asked, what about ginger? Does that create heat? Is that too much heat or bad for the liver? Who should be eating ginger and who shouldn't be?
That's a great question. Yes, ginger is warming.
Yes.
However, I mean, and she's asking specific to high blood pressure, or
I think she's relating it to that, but
I mean, how I look at it is she would want to know like what is her pattern or the person's pattern, like is it deficiency, is it excess, is it because there's not enough yin or if there's too much yang.
right.
Ginger is warming, it's yang in nature, so yes, but then again, I can't say who should or shouldn't eat something because I would need to know their presentation, and Chinese medicine is pretty specific. I mean, I have not heard of ginger increasing hypertension, but then again, it depends how much ginger. I know it's great for your digestion, which if your presentation deals with a deficient, spleen, stomach, and your wood is excess, I could see that being beneficial, but that depends on what's going on. So
Right. I know I can't have too much raw ginger. I can have ginger, but if I have too much hot sauce or too much raw ginger, that's inflaming for me. But everyone's got to
absolutely.
ask their practitioner to figure that out on their own.
Exactly. Like
Answer.
I was pulled off of anything spicy, and I'm
Yeah,
from the Caribbean, so like I put spicy on everything. I was like cayenne pepper, hot
right.
sauce, habanero, and my acupuncturist was like, your pulse is too fast, your constitution is already pretty wood. You're gonna dry up all your yin, and your liver yang is gonna rise way too much. And I was like, okay, no more cayenne pepper on everything. So you definitely have to. Oh, she's a ginger addict. Yeah, I mean, I was a spicy addict, but if it meant better health, I was like everything in moderation, right? I would put cayenne pepper on everything. I'm Trinidadian, so homemade hot sauce was on everything, and I stopped. So, and then I got to see the benefits of it. Clearer skin, better digestion. More calm. My liver wood wasn't all irritable because
Freaking
I'm drying out all my yin with hot stuff. So.
I kind of the similar thing. I never like spicy, actually. I wish I always did. And I'm from California, not the same as where you are, but we still eat Mexican food. It's like everyone's having salsa all the time. So I'm like, train myself to eat spicy food so I can, And so I was like, okay, spicy salsa, spicy salsa.
Uh-huh.
Acupuncture 3 weeks later, and she's like, what's the story? Are you eating a bunch of spicy food? And I was like,
Exactly.
how did you know? She
Yeah.
saw heat, around my mouth breaking out. She's like, okay, spicy food for you. And I was like, deal. I didn't like it in the first place.
Yeah. Well, you had an easier run than me. I liked
Yeah.
it, but I've grown, not to need it and not to eat it. And now when I do, I'm like, oh, I can't take it. I don't know how I was eating so much spicy stuff. So yeah. I mean, as far as the ginger, I mean, if you're having issues where there could be heat or blood pressure, maybe not for a little bit. Maybe cool things down and then add it in a little bit. So
Yeah. Or try it mostly and not raw and, simmer,
yeah,
take it down a notch.
yeah, exactly. If it means that your wood liver yang doesn't rise, I think it's worth it.
Right. Oh my gosh, this has been so fun, Sion. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I mean, the clothing with the acupressure points, I think it's really Amazing.
Thank you. I love that you love it. We just launched our first pair of shorts today. If everyone wants to go peek at that, which is very exciting. It's
Nice.
not wood element though; they're water element, but it's okay. We can fuel our wood with our
Is
water.
that relevant to wood? Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, and I can't wait to see you in Aura Space very soon.
Yeah, we look forward to having everybody.
Yeah, everybody go get your sesh over at Aura. It's so smart if you do that. All right,
Thank
take
you.
care.
All right, bye.
Ciao.
So you were in the mirror.
For the 1 second, that's fine.